Okay, so today we're doing rear brakes on a 2014 Chevy Silverado. Pads and rotors, the brake pads are wore out, but as usual the parking brake mechanism is seized. The pivot is seized in here and the backing plate is not in bad shape. I'm going to clean it up and paint it. But I've always struggled with this spring in here, to remove this spring. So I've come up with a method, and there's probably a tool for this, but this Chevy door check link release, door hinge check link release tool to remove the spring out of there seems to work pretty good. So it's a 60630 Ultra Pro tool, but you got to put a tie wrap around the spring to keep the spring from popping off. So tighten up this bolt and it compresses the spring so you can release it from that ear there. So I'm going to tighten this up now. So as you can see, that arm attaches to that eyelet on that cable, but you have to hold that spring in a contained position. So this tool seems to work pretty decent. There's probably a factory tool for it, but I haven't seen it. Maybe somebody can comment if there is. So here's the piece, the lever freed up. Put in the vise, put some penetrating fluid in it, work it. I like to lubricate it with some high pressure gear oil because that seems to stay there better. You can't really get silicone brake grease in there. And I cleaned up the vacuum plate and gave it a coat of paint. Slow down the rusting process so maybe it'll last to the next brake job. So there's the lever reinstalled. We're going to put some silicone brake grease on the pads here where the brake shoes sit, and on the mounting slide pads on the backing plate. You can see how that lever is attached, and that spring was held in that caged position with that tool. Of course, you put a tie wrap to hold the spring. Here's the old brake shoes, so we're putting new brake shoes in it, and hardware obviously. Just a quick tip, might help somebody else.